Chosen ones, God has been waiting 2 hours to tell you something that will shake your soul awake. This isn't just another message, it's a divine call, a whisper from the heavens meant for you. Right now, in this exact moment, your life is about to shift in ways you never thought possible. The Creator has been holding a truth for you, a truth so powerful it will rewrite your story, align your path, and set your spirit ablaze with purpose. You're not here by chance. You're here because the universe has conspired to bring you to this moment of revelation. This message isn't about small changes. It's about a complete transformation. God has been preparing you, watching you, guiding you through every storm, every doubt, every moment you thought you were alone. 2 hours ago, the heavens began stirring, aligning the stars to deliver this truth to you. Your struggles, your pain, your waiting, they were never wasted. They were the forge where your strength was shaped, where your faith was tested, where your destiny was carved. You are not ordinary. You are chosen, marked by the divine, for a purpose so grand it will echo through generations. Right now, I need you to do something. Pause, take a breath, and let this sink in. Then, leave a comment with the number 777 below. That number carries the energy of divine alignment, a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive what's coming. And if this message is speaking to your soul, hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking this path together. Your action amplifies this moment, connecting you to the energy of what's about to unfold. God's been waiting, chosen ones, because your time is now. The doors of opportunity, the gates of abundance, the pathways to peace they're opening. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to bear. You've walked through shadows that tried to dim your light. But the Creator has seen every step, every tear, every moment you chose to keep going. And now, He's ready to pour out blessings so vast you won't have room to contain them. Your life is about to overflow with miracles. Think about Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into a pit, forgotten by those he trusted. The world saw him as nothing, but God saw a leader. Every trial was a step toward his destiny. When the moment came, God lifted him from the prison to the palace in a single day. That's what's happening for you. The last 2 hours have been a divine countdown, a preparation for the shift that's already begun. Your palace moment is here. The blessings, the clarity, the strength, they're being released now. Don't let doubt creep in. The enemy will try to whisper that this is too good, too big, too impossible. But God doesn't work in the realm of possible. He works in the realm of miracles. Your financial struggles, they're about to dissolve. Your broken relationships, they're about to heal. Your tired spirit, it's about to soar. God has been waiting, watching, and now He's moving. Leave another 777 inches the comments to declare you're ready for this shift. Let the heavens know you're claiming what's yours. Your past doesn't define you. It refined you. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every time you fell and got back up, it was all part of the plan. God wasn't punishing you. He was preparing you. 2 hours ago, He set this moment in motion, aligning people, places, and opportunities to meet you exactly where you are. You're not just stepping into a new chapter, you're stepping into a new life. A life where lack becomes abundance, where fear becomes faith, where confusion becomes clarity. Look at Esther, a simple orphan girl chosen to save a nation. She didn't seek the crown sought her. God placed her in the right place at the right time, and when she stepped forward in faith, she changed history. That's you right now. You may feel small, overlooked, unworthy. But God sees a king, a queen, a world changer. The last 2 hours have been his signal that your time to rise has come. The crown is waiting. You might be wondering, why 2 hours? Why not yesterday, last year, or a decade ago? Because God's timing is perfect. 2 hours ago, something shifted in the spiritual realm. A door opened, a chain broke, a blessing was released. You didn't see it, but you felt it. That restlessness in your soul, that pull to keep watching, to keep listening, that was God calling you to this moment. He's been waiting to tell you that you're ready, ready to walk in your purpose, ready to claim your inheritance, ready to shine. Your light is your power. It's what sets you apart. While others bend under pressure, you stand. While others chase fleeting pleasures, you chase eternal purpose. God has been watching, and he's pleased. That's why the heavens are moving for you. That's why opportunities are lining up. That's why your heart is stirring. Leave another 777 inches the comments to seal this moment. Let the universe know you're not turning back. This isn't about chasing wealth or fame. It's about stepping into the fullness of who you were created to be. God's been waiting to tell you that your dreams aren't too big. Your vision isn't too grand. The desires in your heart, he placed them there. 2 hours ago, he began unlocking the resources, the connections, the wisdom you need to bring those dreams to life. You're not waiting for a miracle anymore. The miracle is here. Consider David, a shepherd boy with a sling and a stone. The world laughed, but God saw a king. Every giant you've faced, every doubt, every setback was your Goliath. And, just like David, you're about to take it down. Not with your strength, but with God's power. The last 2 hours have been the wind-up for your victory. The stone is in your hand. The giant is falling. Your moment is now. Some of you are feeling it already. A warmth in your chest, a spark in your spirit. That's God's presence confirming this truth. He's been waiting to tell you that you're not stuck, you're not forgotten, you're not too late. The last 2 hours were the final moments of preparation for a breakthrough so big it will leave others in awe. Your life is about to become a testimony of what happens when God moves. You've been through the fire, chosen ones. You've walked through valleys where others would have given up, but you didn't. That's why God's been waiting to tell you this. Your pain had a purpose. Every tear you shed watered the seeds of your destiny. Every door that closed pushed you toward the one that's opening now. Hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls standing in this truth. Your action is a declaration that you're ready for what's next. Let's talk about Abraham. He waited years for a promise, wandering in the desert with nothing but faith. When the time came, God didn't just give him a son. He made him the father of nations. That's what's happening for you. The last 2 hours have been the final stretch of your desert. The promise is here. The legacy is beginning. You're not just stepping into blessings, you're stepping into a lineage of impact. God's been waiting to tell you that your story isn't over. It's just beginning. The world may have written you off, but he never did. The struggles you faced were not your defeat, they were your training ground. 2 hours ago, the heavens shifted to bring you into alignment with your purpose. You're about to see doors open that no one can shut. You're about to see provision flow that no one can stop. You're about to see your life transform in ways that defy explanation. Your faith is your currency. Every time you chose to believe, to pray, to keep going, you were depositing into a divine account. And now, God's ready to pay it back, with interest. The last 2 hours have been the moment He's been preparing to open the floodgates. Your breakthrough isn't coming, it's here. Leave one more 777 inches the comments to claim it. Let the world know you're stepping into your divine inheritance. This is not about what you've done. It's about what God's doing. He's been waiting to tell you that you're not defined by your mistakes, your losses, or your limits. You're defined by His love, His plan, His power. 2 hours ago, He set this moment in motion to remind you who you are. You're not a victim. You're not a failure. You're a chosen one, handpicked by the Creator to carry His light. Think of Moses, standing before a burning bush. He was a fugitive, a nobody, a man who stuttered and doubted himself. But God saw a deliverer. 2 hours ago, God looked at you and saw the same. Not your flaws, not your fears, but your calling. He's been waiting to tell you that the Red Sea in front of you is about to part. The impossible is about to become possible. Your path is about to clear. You're not just watching this video, you're standing at a divine intersection. The last 2 hours have been God's way of getting your attention, pulling you into this moment of truth. He's been waiting to tell you that your life is about to become a living testimony. People will look at you and see His glory. They'll see your joy, your peace, your abundance, and they'll know it was God. Your story is about to inspire nations. Every step you've taken has led to this. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every moment you chose faith over fear, it was all building to now. God's been waiting to tell you that the seeds you planted in tears are about to bloom. The last 2 hours were the final moments before the harvest. You're not just stepping into blessings, you're stepping into a legacy that will outlive you. Consider Ruth, a widow with nothing, clinging to faith in a foreign land. God didn't just provide for her, He placed her in the lineage of kings. That's what He's doing for you. 2 hours ago, He began aligning the pieces of your story to place you in a lineage of impact. Your name is being written in the heavens, and your legacy is being sealed on earth. You're not just chosen, you're appointed. Your heart knows this is true. You've felt the shift, the pull, the stirring in your soul. That's God speaking. He's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your waiting is over. The chains are breaking. The doors are opening. The blessings are flowing. You're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. Your life is about to become a beacon of what's possible when God moves. This isn't about chasing dreams. It's about receiving what's already yours. God's been waiting to tell you that the desires in your heart aren't accidents. They're His blueprint for your life. 2 hours ago, He began unlocking the resources, the people, the opportunities to bring those desires to reality. You're not hoping for a miracle. You're living in one. Your faith has carried you this far, and now it's carrying you into abundance. Look at Daniel, thrown into a lion's den for his faith. The world expected him to be devoured, but God shut the lions' mouths. That's what's happening for you. The threats, the doubts, the obstacles, they're being silenced. 2 hours ago, God began shutting the mouths of everything trying to stop you. Your enemies are powerless. Your fears are fading. Your victory is here. You're not alone in this. Thousands of chosen ones are standing with you, feeling this same truth, walking this same path. Hit that like button and subscribe to join them, to declare that you're part of this divine movement. Your action isn't just a click. It's a statement to the universe that you're ready to step into what God's prepared. You're not just watching, you're claiming. God's been waiting to tell you that your story is bigger than you. It's not just about your breakthrough. It's about the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal, the world you'll change. 2 hours ago, he set this moment in motion to remind you of your purpose. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out, to shine, to show the world what happens when God chooses someone. Every trial you faced was a setup. Every closed door was a redirection. Every moment of doubt was a chance to grow stronger. God's been waiting to tell you that those moments weren't your end, they were your beginning. 2 hours ago, he began turning your pain into power, your struggles into strength, your waiting into winning. You're not just stepping into blessings, you're stepping into destiny. Think of Noah, mocked for building an ark in a desert. The world called him crazy, but God called him faithful. 2 hours ago, God looked at you and saw the same. Not your doubts, not your fears, but your faith. He's been waiting to tell you that the flood of blessings is coming. The ark you've been building, your prayers, your perseverance, your trust, is about to carry you into a new world. This is your moment, chosen ones. God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that the chains of lack are breaking, the fog of confusion is lifting, the weight of fear is gone. You're stepping into a season where everything aligns: your purpose, your passion, your provision. The last 2 hours were the final countdown to your transformation. Your life is about to become a masterpiece of God's glory. You've been tested, refined, prepared. Every step you took, even when you stumbled, was leading to this. God's been waiting to tell you that your scars are your strength, your battles are your badges, your faith is your fortune. 2 hours ago, he began opening the heavens to pour out what you've been praying for. You're not just chosen, you're unstoppable. Consider Mary, a young girl chosen to carry a miracle. The world didn't understand, but God did. 2 hours ago, he looked at you and saw the same: a vessel for miracles, a carrier of his light. He's been waiting to tell you that your life is about to birth something extraordinary. Not because of your strength, but because of his power. Your miracle is here. Your heart is beating faster now. You feel it, the truth settling in. God's been waiting to tell you that you're not ordinary. You're not average. You're not bound by the limits of this world. 2 hours ago, he began aligning the universe to bring you into your purpose. The blessings are coming. The doors are opening. The light is shining. You're not just stepping into a new day. You're stepping into a new destiny. This isn't about what you've lost. It's about what you're gaining. God's been waiting to tell you that every loss was a lesson, every setback a setup, every tear a seed. 2 hours ago, he began turning your mourning into dancing, your sorrow into joy, your lack into abundance. You're not just surviving, you're soaring. Your life is about to become a testament to his faithfulness. Look at Job, who lost everything but never lost his faith. God didn't just restore him, he doubled his blessings. That's what's happening for you. 2 hours ago, God began multiplying what you thought was lost. Your health, your wealth, your peace, it's all coming back. Bigger, better, stronger. You're not just chosen, you're cherished. God's been waiting to show you how much. You're standing at a divine threshold. The last 2 hours were the final moments of preparation for a breakthrough that will shake your world. God's been waiting to tell you that the limits you've known are gone. The ceilings are lifted, the boundaries are broken. You're stepping into a season of overflow where every need is met, every dream is possible, every promise is fulfilled. Your faith has carried you this far, and it's about to carry you further. God's been waiting to tell you that the desires in your heart aren't just wishes, they're his will for your life. 2 hours ago, he began aligning the resources, the connections, the opportunities to make them real. You're not chasing dreams anymore. You're living them. Your purpose is unfolding now. Think of Elijah, alone in the wilderness, sustained by ravens. The world saw isolation, but God saw provision. 2 hours ago, God began sending your ravens unexpected help, divine connections, miraculous provision. He's been waiting to tell you that you're never alone. Even in your darkest moments, He's been working, planning, providing. Your breakthrough is here. You're not just watching this video, you're receiving a divine message. God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your life is about to become a beacon of His glory. People will see your transformation and know it was Him. Your story will inspire, your light will guide, your faith will move mountains. The last 2 hours were the final steps toward your destiny. You're ready. Every moment of your life has been leading to this. Every choice, every challenge, every victory, it was all preparation. God's been waiting to tell you that you're not defined by your past, but by His promise. 2 hours ago, He began unlocking the doors to your future. You're not just stepping into blessings, you're stepping into a legacy that will change the world. Consider Sarah, who laughed at the promise of a child in her old age. God turned her laughter into joy. 2 hours ago, He began turning your doubts into faith, your questions into answers, your waiting into receiving. He's been waiting to tell you that your impossible is possible. Your dreams are coming to life. Your time is now. You feel it, don't you? The shift, the spark, the certainty. God's been waiting to tell you that you're not here to struggle. You're here to shine. The last 2 hours were the final moments before the floodgates opened. Your life is about to overflow with blessings, purpose, and power. You're not just chosen, you're called. Step into it now. Chosen ones, God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your journey is no longer about survival. It's about thriving in a way that reshapes the world around you. The Creator has seen every moment you push through, every time you chose hope over despair, every instance you stood firm when everything else crumbled. Now He's ready to show you that your life is meant to be a masterpiece, painted with the colors of divine purpose, unshakable faith, and boundless joy. The last 2 hours were His signal that your season of struggle is over and your season of radiance has begun. Your heart carries a vision, doesn't it? A dream, a calling, a spark that refuses to die. God placed that vision there, and He's been waiting to tell you it's not just a fleeting thought. It's a blueprint for your destiny. 2 hours ago, He began aligning the pieces, people, opportunities, resources to bring that vision to life. You're not chasing a fantasy. You're stepping into a reality crafted by the hands of the Almighty. Your dreams are about to take root and grow beyond what you ever imagined. Think of Nehemiah, tasked with rebuilding a broken city. The walls were in ruins, the people were discouraged, but God gave him a vision and the strength to see it through. Against all odds, he rebuilt what others thought was impossible. That's you right now. The ruins of your past, broken dreams, lost opportunities, shattered hopes are being rebuilt. 2 hours ago, God began laying the foundation for your new beginning. Your walls are rising, and they're stronger than ever. The world may have tried to dim your light, but God's been waiting to tell you that your shine is unstoppable. You've faced rejection, doubt, and moments where you questioned your own worth. But every no was a redirection, every closed door a step toward the right one. The last 2 hours were the moment he began turning those rejections into divine connections. People are about to enter your life who see your value, who honor your purpose, who lift you higher than you've ever been. Your strength isn't just in what you've overcome, it's in what you're becoming. God's been waiting to tell you that every battle you fought was training for this moment. You're not just a survivor, you're a warrior, equipped with wisdom, courage, and a faith that moves mountains. 2 hours ago, he began sharpening your gifts, preparing you to step into roles you never thought possible. The world is about to see what happens when a chosen one rises in their full power. Consider Deborah, a prophetess and judge who led with wisdom when others faltered. She didn't wait for permission. She stepped into her calling with boldness. That's what God's calling you to do now. The last 2 hours were his way of saying, you don't need the world's approval. Your authority comes from him. You're about to lead, to inspire, to create change in ways that will leave a legacy. Your voice, your vision, your victory, they're all part of his plan. God's been waiting to tell you that your past pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Every moment you felt alone, every time you wondered why life was so hard, it was all shaping you into someone who could carry the weight of greatness. 2 hours ago, he began lifting that weight, replacing it with peace, purpose, and provision. You're not carrying burdens anymore. You're carrying blessings, ready to pour them out on the world around you. Your life is a canvas, and God's the artist. He's been waiting to tell you that the picture he's painting is far bigger than you can see. The last 2 hours were the moment he began adding new colors, vibrant hues of joy, abundance, and impact. You're not just living for today. You're building a legacy that will touch lives long after you're gone. Every step you take now is a brushstroke in a masterpiece that will inspire generations. Look at Gideon, called from hiding to lead an army. He saw himself as the least, but God saw a mighty warrior. 2 hours ago, God looked at you and saw the same, not your doubts, not your fears, but your potential. He's been waiting to tell you that you're not too small, too broken, or too late. You're exactly who he needs for this moment. Your victory is already written, and it's time to claim it. The heavens are stirring for you, chosen ones. God's been waiting to tell you that the obstacles in your path are crumbling. The walls that held you back are falling. The doubts that clouded your mind are clearing. 2 hours ago, he began moving mountains to make way for your purpose. You're not just walking a path, you're blazing a trail that others will follow. Your life is about to become a map for those searching for hope. Your faith has been your anchor, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to be your sail. The last 2 hours were his signal that the winds of change are blowing. You're not staying still anymore. You're moving forward, carried by his power. Opportunities are coming, jobs, relationships, ideas that align perfectly with your purpose. You're not just hoping for a better future, you're stepping into it now. Think of Hannah, who prayed through her pain for a child. God didn't just answer her prayer, he gave her a son who changed a nation. 2 hours ago, God began answering your prayers in ways that will change not just your life, but the lives around you. He's been waiting to tell you that your cries weren't ignored. Every prayer you whispered, every hope you held onto, he heard it all, and now he's moving. Your presence is your power. God's been waiting to tell you that you don't need to chase approval or prove your worth. Just by being you, you shift atmospheres. The last 2 hours were his way of amplifying your light, making it impossible for others to ignore. People are drawn to you not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You carry his presence, and it's changing everything. Look at Paul, once a persecutor, transformed into a messenger of hope. His past didn't disqualify him, it prepared him. 2 hours ago, God began transforming your past into a platform for your purpose. He's been waiting to tell you that your story, every scar, every struggle, is a testimony that will set others free. You're not just chosen, you're a catalyst for miracles. The world may have tried to define you by your limits, but God's been waiting to tell you that you're limitless. The last 2 hours were his signal that the ceilings are gone, the boundaries are broken, and the possibilities are endless. You're about to step into a season where dreams become reality, where ideas take flight, where your impact knows no bounds. Your life is about to defy gravity. Your heart is a compass, and God's been waiting to tell you it's pointing true north. 2 hours ago, he began guiding you toward your purpose with crystal clarity. The confusion, the indecision, the second guessing, it's fading. You're not wandering anymore. You're walking with direction, led by his hand. Every step you take now is a step toward destiny. Consider Jonah, who ran from his calling only to find God's purpose waiting for him. 2 hours ago, God began redirecting your path, pulling you back to the mission you were born for. He's been waiting to tell you that you can't outrun his love or his plan. No matter how far you've strayed, he's bringing you home to your purpose, and it's bigger than you ever dreamed. God's been waiting to tell you that your light doesn't just shine, it transforms. The last 2 hours were his way of igniting that light brighter than ever. You're not just here to exist, you're here to change lives, to heal hearts, to spark hope. People will look at you and see his glory. Your presence is a gift, and it's about to touch the world in ways you can't imagine. Your faith has been tested, but God's been waiting to tell you it's been proven. 2 hours ago, he began rewarding your trust with blessings that will overflow. You didn't give up when it was hard. You didn't turn back when it hurt. Now, you're about to see what happens when God honors your faithfulness. Your life is about to become a living proof of his promises. Think of Lazarus, dead for days, yet raised to life by a single word. The world saw an end, but God saw a beginning. 2 hours ago, God began speaking life into your dead places, your dreams, your relationships, your hopes. He's been waiting to tell you that nothing is too far gone. Your resurrection is here, and it's going to shake the world. You're not just a person, you're a purpose. God's been waiting to tell you that every moment of your life has been leading to this. The last 2 hours were his signal that the stage is set, the curtain is rising, and your time to shine is now. You're not waiting for permission or perfection. You're stepping into your calling with boldness, knowing he's got you. Your struggles were never about breaking you. They were about building you. God's been waiting to tell you that every challenge was a chisel, shaping you into a masterpiece. 2 hours ago, he began revealing the beauty of his work in you. Your strength, your wisdom, your grace. It's all coming together to create something extraordinary. The world is about to see it. Look at Rahab, a woman with a past, chosen to protect God's people. Her history didn't disqualify her, it positioned her. 2 hours ago, God began positioning you for greatness. He's been waiting to tell you that your story isn't a liability, it's a legacy. Every choice, every step, every moment of courage, it's all part of his plan to make you a beacon of hope. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a ripple effect. The last 2 hours were his way of setting waves in motion that will touch lives you'll never meet. Your kindness, your faith, your perseverance, they're creating a legacy of change. You're not just living for yourself. You're living for the countless souls who will be inspired by your story. Your heart knows this is true. You feel the shift, the spark, the fire. God's been waiting to tell you that you're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. 2 hours ago, he began amplifying your purpose, making it impossible for the world to ignore. You're not just chosen, You're called, equipped, and ready to change everything. Chosen ones, God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your voice is a force. It's not just words you speak, it's a vibration that shifts the atmosphere. Every time you declare truth, every time you pray, every time you speak life, you're sending waves of power into the world. 2 hours ago, he began amplifying that voice, preparing you to speak with authority that changes hearts and moves mountains. Your words are about to carry weight like never before. The world has tried to silence you, hasn't it? Doubt, fear, rejection, they've all tried to steal your voice. But God's been waiting to tell you that your voice was never meant to be caged. The last 2 hours were his signal that the muzzle is off. You're about to speak, sing, create, and lead in ways that will echo through time. Your voice isn't just yours, it's his instrument, and it's ready to resound. Think of Jeremiah, called to speak when he felt too young, too small. God didn't ask for his credentials, he gave him the words. 2 hours ago, God began pouring words into you, words of wisdom, words of healing, words of destiny. He's been waiting to tell you that your voice isn't weak. It's a weapon, a gift, a light that will pierce the darkness and guide others home. Your story is a fire, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to let it burn. The last 2 hours were his way of kindling the flames of your purpose. You've carried pain, dreams, and hopes in silence for too long. Now, you're about to share your story, and it will ignite something in others. Your life is a spark that will set hearts ablaze with hope, courage, and faith. Look at Miriam, who led with song after the Red Sea parted. Her voice turned a moment of deliverance into a celebration of God's power. 2 hours ago, God began turning your moments of survival into anthems of victory. He's been waiting to tell you that your story isn't just for you. It's for the weary, the broken, the lost, those who need to hear that they too can overcome. God's been waiting to tell you that your presence changes rooms. You walk in, and something shifts, hope rises, fear fades, light breaks through. The last 2 hours were his signal that your influence is growing. You're not just seen, you're felt. People are drawn to you, not because of what you do, but because of the divine energy you carry. You're about to impact lives in ways you can't yet see. Your faith has been your shield, and God's been waiting to tell you it's also your sword. 2 hours ago, he began sharpening it, preparing you to cut through lies, doubts, and barriers. You're not just defending your ground anymore, you're claiming new territory. Your faith isn't passive, it's active, bold, and ready to carve out a path for your purpose. Consider Peter, who stepped out of the boat onto water. The world saw impossibility, but God saw faith. 2 hours ago, God began calling you to step out, to walk where others can't. He's been waiting to tell you that the waves beneath your feet are solid because he's holding you up. Your faith is about to carry you to places that defy logic and stun the world. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a wellspring. It's not just emotions, it's a source of life, love, and creativity. The last 2 hours were his way of stirring that well, bringing forth ideas, dreams, and passions you didn't know you had. You're about to overflow with inspiration that will touch lives, build dreams, and create beauty where there was none. Your life is a garden, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to bloom. 2 hours ago, he began watering the seeds you've planted through years of faith, sacrifice, and perseverance. The world may have seen barren ground, but he saw potential. Now, your garden is about to burst with life, relationships, opportunities, blessings that will show the world what he can do. Look at Ezekiel, speaking to dry bones in a valley of death. His words brought life where there was none. 2 hours ago, God began giving you words to speak life into dead places, your dreams, your finances, your relationships. He's been waiting to tell you that your voice can resurrect what others thought was lost. Your life is about to be a miracle of restoration. God's been waiting to tell you that your steps are ordered. Every choice, every detour, every stumble, it was all part of his map. The last 2 hours were his signal that you're right where you're meant to be. You're not lost. You're led. Every step you take now is guided by his hand, leading you to places of purpose, provision, and peace. Your heart carries a melody, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to sing it. 2 hours ago, he began tuning your soul, aligning your passions with his plan. Your gifts, your creativity, your compassion, your vision are about to harmonize into something the world can't ignore. You're not just here to live, you're here to create a symphony of impact. Think of David, whose psalms turned pain into praise. His songs didn't just comfort him, they inspired generations. 2 hours ago, God began turning your pain into a song that will lift others. He's been waiting to tell you that your life is a melody of hope, and it's about to resonate with those who need it most. Your story is a song, and it's time to share it. God's been waiting to tell you that your scars are your strength. The world sees flaws, but he sees badges of courage. The last 2 hours were his way of turning your wounds into wisdom, your trials into testimonies. You're not defined by what hurt you, you're defined by how you rose. Your scars are about to become a roadmap for others to find healing. Your life is a lighthouse, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to shine brighter. 2 hours ago, he began increasing your light, making it impossible for others to miss. You're not just here to guide yourself, you're here to guide others through their storms. Your presence is a beacon, and it's about to lead countless souls to safety. Look at John the Baptist, a voice crying in the wilderness, preparing the way. He wasn't the main event, but his role was divine. 2 hours ago, God began preparing you to pave the way for others. He's been waiting to tell you that your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the lives you'll touch, the paths you'll clear, the hope you'll spark. God's been waiting to tell you that your dreams are his promises. The visions in your heart, the hopes you've held on to, they're not accidents. The last 2 hours were his signal that he's bringing them to life. You're not just dreaming, you're receiving a divine download of what's to come. Your future is about to align with the desires he planted in you. Your faith is a fire, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to spread. 2 hours ago, he began fanning the flames of your passion, your purpose, your power. You're not just carrying a spark, you're carrying a blaze that will light up the world. Your life is about to become a wildfire of change, hope, and transformation. Think of Elisha, who received a double portion of Elijah's spirit. His faith didn't just sustain him, it multiplied his impact. 2 hours ago, God began doubling your portion, your strength, your wisdom, your influence. He's been waiting to tell you that you're not just called, you're anointed to do more than you ever thought possible. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a bridge. You're not just crossing over, you're helping others cross too. The last 2 hours were his way of building that bridge, connecting you to people, places, and purposes that will change everything. Your journey is about to become a pathway for others to find their own destiny. Your heart is a magnet, and God's been waiting to tell you it's drawing the right things now. 2 hours ago, he began attracting the people, opportunities, and blessings meant for you. The wrong connections are falling away, the right ones are coming. You're not chasing anymore, you're receiving what's been divinely assigned to you. Look at Barnabas, who encouraged Paul when others doubted him. His faith in others changed history. 2 hours ago, God began positioning you to encourage, uplift, and empower those around you. He's been waiting to tell you that your belief in others will spark miracles. Your life is about to become a catalyst for transformation. God's been waiting to tell you that your battles are your victories. Every fight you've faced was a step toward triumph. The last 2 hours were his signal that the war is won. You're not just surviving, you're conquering. Your life is about to become a testament to what happens when faith overcomes fear. Your purpose is a river, and God's been waiting to tell you, it's time to flow. 2 hours ago, he began removing the dams, doubt, fear, hesitation that held you back. Now, your gifts, your passion, your calling are about to overflow, touching lives far beyond what you can see. You're not just living, you're pouring out life to the world. Think of Mary Magdalene, who went from brokenness to boldness, proclaiming the resurrection. Her past didn't stop her, it propelled her. 2 hours ago, God began propelling you forward, turning your past into a platform for his glory. He's been waiting to tell you that your story is a proclamation of his power, and it's about to resound. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a tapestry. Every thread, every joy, every sorrow, every choice has been woven by his hand. The last 2 hours were his signal that the pattern is emerging, and it's beautiful. You're not just a collection of moments. You're a work of art, and the world is about to see his masterpiece in you. Your faith is a seed, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to sprout. 2 hours ago, he began watering it with provision, clarity, and strength. What you've planted in secret, your prayers, your sacrifices, your trust, is about to break through the soil. Your life is about to bloom in ways that will leave others in awe. Look at Andrew, who brought his brother Peter to Jesus. His small act changed the world. 2 hours ago, God began using your small acts, your kindness, your faith, your perseverance to create ripples of change. He's been waiting to tell you that your actions, no matter how small, are building a legacy that will outlast you. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a sanctuary. It's where he dwells, where he speaks, where he moves. The last 2 hours were his way of cleansing that sanctuary, removing doubt and filling it with peace. You're not just carrying his presence, you're radiating it, and it's about to draw others closer to him. Your life is a journey, and God's been waiting to tell you that every step has been purposeful. 2 hours ago, he began revealing the map of your destiny, showing you how every twist and turn led you here. You're not wandering, you're arriving. Your purpose is unfolding, and it's about to lead you to places you never imagined. Chosen ones, God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your life is a divine signal. You're not just walking through the world, you're broadcasting his truth, his love, his power. Every choice you make, every act of faith, every moment you stand firm, it's a message to the universe that his plan is alive in you. 2 hours ago, he began amplifying that signal, making your life a beacon that others can't ignore. Your existence is about to send waves of hope across the earth. Your dreams are not random. God's been waiting to tell you they're his promises in disguise. The visions that keep you up at night, the ideas that spark in your soul, they're his voice speaking through you. The last 2 hours were his way of clearing the static, giving you clarity to see what's always been yours. You're not just imagining a better future, you're stepping into the one he's already prepared. Think of Jacob wrestling with God through the night. He didn't let go until he received a blessing. 2 hours ago, God began honoring your persistence, your refusal to give up. He's been waiting to tell you that your wrestling wasn't in vain. Every struggle, every prayer, every moment you held on, it's about to birth a new name, a new purpose, a new destiny for you. Your heart is a compass, and God's been waiting to tell you it's never led you astray. The last 2 hours were his signal that every instinct, every nudge, every quiet whisper you followed was his guidance. You're not guessing your way through life. You're being led with precision. Your path is about to align with divine opportunities that will confirm you've been right all along. Look at Abigail, who acted with wisdom to save her household. Her courage turned a crisis into a legacy. 2 hours ago, God began equipping you with that same wisdom, preparing you to turn chaos into clarity. He's been waiting to tell you that your decisions, your actions, your faith, they're about to save not just you, but those around you. Your life is a turning point for others. God's been waiting to tell you that your tears are treasures. Every moment you cried, every time you poured out your heart, he collected it all. The last 2 hours were his way of transforming those tears into pearls of purpose. Your pain is becoming your power, your sorrow, your strength. You're about to see how every drop watered the seeds of a harvest that's now blooming. Your presence is a key, and God's been waiting to tell you it unlocks doors no one else can open. 2 hours ago, he began placing you in front of gates meant only for you, opportunities, relationships, breakthroughs. You're not forcing your way through. You're walking in with divine authority. Your life is about to open pathways that others will follow. Think of Joshua standing before the walls of Jericho. The world saw an obstacle. God saw a victory. 2 hours ago, God began crumbling the walls in your life, barriers of doubt, fear, and limitation. He's been waiting to tell you that your faith is the shout that brings them down. Your victory is near, and it's going to echo through your future. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a mirror. It reflects his glory, his grace, his power. The last 2 hours were his signal that the world is about to see his image in you. You're not just living for yourself. You're showing others what's possible when God moves. Your reflection is about to inspire, heal, and transform those who see it. Your faith is a flame, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to blaze brighter. 2 hours ago, he began fanning that flame, igniting your passion, your purpose, your power. You're not just carrying a spark. You're a fire that warms hearts and lights paths. Your life is about to become a source of warmth for those lost in the cold. Look at Ruth, who stepped into a foreign land with nothing but loyalty. God turned her faithfulness into a legacy. 2 hours ago, he began turning your loyalty, your faith, your perseverance into a foundation for greatness. He's been waiting to tell you that your commitment hasn't gone unnoticed. Your life is about to become a cornerstone for others. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a garden. It's where his promises grow, where his love takes root. The last 2 hours were his way of tending that garden, pulling weeds of doubt and planting seeds of hope. You're not just surviving, you're flourishing. Your life is about to bloom with beauty that draws others to him. Your steps are a rhythm, and God's been waiting to tell you they're part of his dance. 2 hours ago, he began setting the tempo, aligning your movements with his divine beat. You're not stumbling through life. You're moving with purpose, grace, and power. Your dance is about to captivate the world, showing them how to move with faith. Think of Esther, who risked everything for her people. Her courage turned a threat into a triumph. 2 hours ago, God began arming you with that same courage, preparing you to face your fears and win. He's been waiting to tell you that your boldness is about to change everything, not just for you, but for those you love. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a riverbed. The last 2 hours were his signal that the waters of blessing are flowing. You're not dry or empty. You're a channel for his abundance, his peace, his love. Your life is about to carry his goodness to places that desperately need it, refreshing souls along the way. Your faith is a bridge, and God's been waiting to tell you it connects the impossible to the possible. 2 hours ago, he began building that bridge, linking your dreams to reality. You're not stuck on one side. You're crossing over, leading others with you. Your life is about to show the world what happens when faith meets divine timing. Look at Daniel, who stood firm in a den of lions. His trust turned danger into deliverance. 2 hours ago, God began turning your dangers into victories, your fears into testimonies. He's been waiting to tell you that the lions in your life are powerless. Your faith is about to silence every threat and prove his power. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a canvas of miracles. The last 2 hours were his way of picking up the brush, adding strokes of provision, healing, and joy. You're not just a story, you're a work of art, painted by the Creator. Your life is about to reveal his masterpiece to a world that needs to see it. Your heart is a lighthouse, and God's been waiting to tell you it's guiding ships to shore. 2 hours ago, he began intensifying its beam, drawing the lost, the broken, the searching to you. You're not just shining for yourself, you're a beacon for others. Your life is about to lead countless souls to safety and hope. Think of Jonah, who found his purpose in the belly of a whale. His rebellion didn't stop God's plan. 2 hours ago, God began redirecting your detours, turning them into divine destinations. He's been waiting to tell you that every wrong turn led you here. Your life is about to fulfill the purpose you were born for. God's been waiting to tell you that your faith is a currency. Every prayer, every act of trust, every moment of surrender, it's been deposited in heaven's bank. The last 2 hours were his signal that the payout is coming. You're not just hoping for blessings, you're about to receive them in overflow. Your life is about to cash in on his promises. Your presence is a spark, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to ignite a revolution. 2 hours ago, he began fanning that spark into a flame that will change lives. You're not just here to exist, you're here to start something new, something bold, something divine. Your life is about to set the world ablaze with purpose. Look at Mary, who said yes to an impossible calling. Her obedience birthed a miracle. 2 hours ago, God began preparing you to say yes to his call. He's been waiting to tell you that your agreement, your faith, your trust, it's about to birth miracles that will shake the world. Your life is a vessel for the impossible. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a tapestry of grace. Every thread, every joy, every pain, every victory has been woven by his hand. The last 2 hours were his signal that the pattern is clear and it's breathtaking. You're not just a collection of moments, you're a divine design, and your life is about to show it. Your faith is a seedbed, and God's been waiting to tell you it's ready to sprout. 2 hours ago, he began nurturing the seeds you've planted, your dreams, your prayers, your sacrifices. You're not waiting anymore, you're watching them grow. Your life is about to become a garden of miracles that others will marvel at. Think of Joseph, who dreamed of greatness in a pit. His vision didn't die, it thrived. 2 hours ago, God began bringing your dreams out of the pit into the light. He's been waiting to tell you that your visions are alive and they're about to shape your future. Your life is a dream coming true right now. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a sanctuary of power. It's where his spirit dwells, where his plans unfold. The last 2 hours were his way of filling that sanctuary with strength, peace, and purpose. You're not just carrying his presence, you're radiating it, and it's about to change everything around you. Your life is a symphony, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to play. 2 hours ago, he began tuning the instruments, your gifts, your passions, your faith. You're not just making noise, you're creating music that will resonate with souls across the world. Your life is about to become a melody of divine impact. Look at David, whose sling defeated a giant. His faith turned a small stone into a mighty weapon. 2 hours ago, God began handing you your stone, your faith, your courage, your calling. He's been waiting to tell you that your giants are falling. Your life is about to become a victory that echoes through time. God's been waiting to tell you that your story is a lighthouse. It doesn't just guide you, it saves others. The last 2 hours were his signal that your light is reaching further than you know. You're not just surviving, you're shining, leading the lost to hope. Your life is about to become a beacon for generations. Chosen ones, God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your life is a divine blueprint. Every moment, every choice, every breath you've taken has been part of his design, crafted with purpose and precision. The last 2 hours were his signal that the plans he drew for you are unfolding now. You're not wandering through chaos. You're walking a path he's mapped out, and it's leading you to a destiny that will shine with his glory. Your heart is a furnace, and God's been waiting to tell you it's forging something eternal. The trials you faced, the heat of your struggles, they weren't meant to burn you. They were meant to refine you. 2 hours ago, he began stoking that fire, turning your raw faith into unyielding strength. Your life is about to produce treasures, wisdom, resilience, love that will outlast time itself. Think of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who walked through fire without a single burn. The world expected their end, but God walked with them. 2 hours ago, he began walking through your fires, ensuring you emerge untouched. He's been waiting to tell you that your trials aren't your destruction, they're your deliverance. Your life is about to show the world his protection. Your presence is a current, and God's been waiting to tell you it's pulling others toward hope. The last 2 hours were his way of strengthening that current, making your influence undeniable. You're not just living for yourself. You're a force that draws people to truth, to healing, to faith. Your life is about to ripple through hearts, changing them forever. Look at Philip, who met a stranger on a desert road and shared a message that transformed a nation. His obedience turned a moment into a movement. 2 hours ago, God began placing you on roads where your words, your actions, your faith will spark transformation. He's been waiting to tell you that your encounters aren't random, they're divine appointments. God's been waiting to tell you that your faith is a foundation. It's not just belief, it's the bedrock of your future. The last 2 hours were his signal that the ground beneath you is solid, built on his promises. You're not standing on sand. You're rooted in his truth, and your life is about to rise like a tower of strength that others will look to. Your dreams are a compass, and God's been waiting to tell you they're pointing to his plan. 2 hours ago, he began aligning your desires with his purpose, guiding you toward a future that reflects his heart. You're not chasing whims, you're following a divine direction. Your life is about to unfold as a map of miracles, showing others the way. Think of Cornelius, whose prayers reached heaven and brought an apostle to his door. His faith opened a new chapter for the world. 2 hours ago, God began answering your prayers, sending the right people, the right moments, the right opportunities. He's been waiting to tell you that your faith is a magnet, drawing his blessings to you. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a flame. It doesn't just burn. It purifies, illuminates, and warms. The last 2 hours were His way of fanning that flame, making it brighter, stronger, more enduring. You're not just a spark. You're a fire that transforms everything it touches. Your life is about to blaze a trail of hope and change. Your heart is a sanctuary, and God's been waiting to tell you it's where He meets you. 2 hours ago, He began filling that sanctuary with His presence, turning your inner world into a place of peace and power. You're not just carrying His Spirit, you're radiating it, and it's about to draw others into His love. Your life is a holy space, sacred and unstoppable. Look at Lydia, whose heart opened to God's message and became a cornerstone for a new community. Her faith built a legacy. 2 hours ago, God began opening your heart wider, preparing you to be a foundation for others. He's been waiting to tell you that your openness, your trust, your love, they're building something eternal. God's been waiting to tell you that your steps are a song. Every move you make carries a rhythm of grace, a melody of purpose. The last 2 hours were His signal that the music is getting louder, more beautiful, more compelling. You're not just walking, you're dancing to His tune, and your life is about to inspire others to join the dance. Your faith is a river, and God's been waiting to tell you it's about to overflow. 2 hours ago, He began releasing the water's blessings, clarity, strength that will flood your life with abundance. You're not dry or empty. You're a channel for His goodness. Your life is about to refresh the world around you, bringing life where there was none. Think of Naaman, healed by a simple act of obedience. His pride almost stopped him, but faith saved him. 2 hours ago, God began calling you to simple acts that will lead to massive breakthroughs. He's been waiting to tell you that your obedience, no matter how small, is about to unlock miracles that will change everything. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a canvas of light. The last 2 hours were His way of painting it with new colors, hope, joy, victory. You're not just a story. You're a masterpiece that reflects His glory. Your life is about to shine so brightly that others will see His handiwork and be drawn to Him. Your presence is a bridge, and God's been waiting to tell you it connects hearts to healing. 2 hours ago, He began strengthening that bridge, making it wide enough for others to cross. You're not just moving forward. You're leading others to their own breakthroughs. Your life is about to become a pathway for transformation. Look at Zacchaeus, who climbed a tree to see Jesus and found redemption instead. His small act of faith changed his life. 2 hours ago, God began rewarding your small acts, your prayers, your trust, your perseverance. He's been waiting to tell you that your efforts, no matter how small, are about to yield a harvest of redemption and joy. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a beacon. It doesn't just shine, it guides, it calls, it saves. The last 2 hours were His signal that your light is reaching further than you know. You're not just here for yourself. You're here to lead others out of darkness. Your life is about to become a lighthouse for the lost. Your faith is a seed, and God's been waiting to tell you it's breaking through the soil. 2 hours ago, He began nurturing it with provision, wisdom, and strength. You're not waiting anymore. You're growing, blooming, thriving. Your life is about to become a garden that others will walk through and find hope. Think of the Samaritan woman whose encounter at a well turned her shame into a testimony. Her story changed a village. 2 hours ago, God began turning your encounters into testimonies that will change lives. He's been waiting to tell you that your story isn't just yours. It's a gift to the world. and it's about to inspire many. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a symphony of purpose. The last 2 hours were his way of tuning every note, your gifts, your dreams, your faith into perfect harmony. You're not just making sound, you're creating music that resonates with souls. Your life is about to become a melody that lifts hearts to heaven. Your presence is a spark, and God's been waiting to tell you it's igniting a fire. 2 hours ago, he began fanning that spark, turning it into a blaze of impact, passion, and power. You're not just here to exist. You're here to set the world alight with hope. Your life is about to start a revolution of faith and love. Look at Timothy, young and uncertain, yet chosen to lead. His faith overcame his fears. 2 hours ago, God began overcoming your fears, equipping you to lead with boldness. He's been waiting to tell you that your youth, your doubts, your hesitations, they're no match for his calling. Your life is about to become a legacy of leadership. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a vault of treasures. It holds his promises, his love, his plans. The last 2 hours were his signal that he's unlocking that vault, releasing blessings you didn't know you carried. You're not empty. You're overflowing. Your life is about to pour out riches that will bless the world. Your faith is a wind, and God's been waiting to tell you it's carrying you to new heights. 2 hours ago, he began lifting you above your circumstances, your doubts, your fears. You're not grounded anymore. You're soaring, carried by his spirit. Your life is about to take flight, reaching places you never thought possible. Think of Rahab, whose faith saved her family from destruction. Her courage turned a scarlet cord into a symbol of salvation. 2 hours ago, God began weaving your faith into a cord of salvation for others. He's been waiting to tell you that your trust in him is saving lives, building legacies, and changing futures. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a mirror of his glory. The last 2 hours were his way of polishing that mirror, making it reflect his light clearer than ever. You're not just living, you're showing the world his face. Your life is about to become a reflection that draws others to his love. Your heart is aflame, and God's been waiting to tell you it's warming the world. 2 hours ago, he began intensifying that flame, making it a source of comfort and hope. You're not just burning for yourself, you're a fire that brings warmth to others. Your life is about to become a hearth where souls find rest. Look at Nathaniel, who doubted until he met the truth. His skepticism turned to faith in a moment. 2 hours ago, God began turning your doubts into declarations of faith. He's been waiting to tell you that your questions aren't weaknesses. They're the path to deeper trust. Your life is about to become a testimony of truth. God's been waiting to tell you that your steps are a dance of destiny. The last 2 hours were his signal that every move you make is choreographed by his hand. You're not stumbling, you're gliding, led by his rhythm. Your life is about to become a performance that captivates hearts and points them to him. Chosen ones, God's been waiting 2 hours to tell you that your life is a divine mosaic. Every piece, every moment of joy, every shard of pain, every fragment of faith has been carefully placed by his hand to form a picture of purpose. The last 2 hours were his signal that the mosaic is coming into focus, revealing a masterpiece that will inspire awe. You're not a collection of random events, you're a work of art, and your life is about to display his glory to the world. Your heart is a compass, Rose, and God's been waiting to tell you it's guiding you to uncharted lands. 2 hours ago, he began illuminating the map of your destiny, pointing you toward horizons of promise. You're not lost in the wilderness. You're exploring new territory, led by his spirit. Your life is about to uncover treasures, opportunities, relationships, victories that will redefine your journey. Think of Caleb, who saw a land of giants and claimed it with faith. The world saw obstacles. He saw inheritance. 2 hours ago, God began showing you the land He's prepared for you. He's been waiting to tell you that the giants in your path, fear, doubt, lack, are no match for your faith. Your life is about to conquer what others thought impossible. Your presence is a tide, and God's been waiting to tell you it's shifting shores. The last 2 hours were His way of stirring the waters, moving people, places, and possibilities into your orbit. You're not just standing still. You're reshaping the landscape around you. Your life is about to carve new paths, bringing hope to places that need it most. Look at Priscilla, who taught with boldness and built a community of faith. Her voice turned strangers into believers. 2 hours ago, God began amplifying your voice to teach, to inspire, to unite. He's been waiting to tell you that your words carry power to build bridges, mend hearts, and spark faith. Your life is about to become a foundation for others' growth. God's been waiting to tell you that your faith is a spark in the dark. It doesn't just light your way. It ignites hope in others. The last 2 hours were His signal that this spark is growing into a blaze, illuminating paths for those lost in shadows. You're not just finding your way, you're guiding others home. Your life is about to shine as a beacon of divine light. Your dreams are a tapestry, and God's been waiting to tell you they're woven with His threads. 2 hours ago, He began pulling those threads together, creating a picture of purpose that's bigger than you imagined. You're not just dreaming, you're seeing His vision for your life. Your life is about to unfold as a story that captivates and inspires. Think of Samuel, who heard God's voice as a child and became a prophet for a nation. His listening changed history. 2 hours ago, God began sharpening your ability to hear His voice above the noise. He's been waiting to tell you that your listening, your faith, your stillness will shape not just your future, but the futures of others. Your life is about to speak His truth. God's been waiting to tell you that your heart is a reservoir of grace. It holds His love, His mercy, His strength. The last 2 hours were His way of opening that reservoir, letting it flow to those around you. You're not just blessed, you're a blessing, pouring out hope to a thirsty world. Your life is about to become a source of life for many. Your faith is a windstorm, and God's been waiting to tell you it's clearing the way. 2 hours ago, He began blowing away the clutter, doubt, fear, confusion that blocked your path. You're not stuck in the chaos, you're emerging from it, stronger and clearer. Your life is about to move forward with a force that nothing can stop. Look at Deborah, whose wisdom led a nation to victory. Her courage turned a moment into a movement. 2 hours ago, God began pouring wisdom into you, preparing you to lead with clarity and strength. He's been waiting to tell you that your decisions, your actions, your faith, they're about to guide others to triumph. Your life is a call to leadership. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a river of purpose. The last 2 hours were His signal that the waters are rising, carrying you to new places of impact. You're not stagnant, you're flowing, bringing life to every shore you touch. Your life is about to refresh hearts, renew dreams, and restore hope in ways you can't yet see. Your presence is a melody, and God's been waiting to tell you it's resonating with the heavens. 2 hours ago, He began tuning your life to His frequency, aligning your steps with His rhythm. You're not just living, you're singing a song of faith that others will hear. Your life is about to become a harmony that draws souls to Him. Think of Anna, who prayed in the temple and recognized the Messiah. Her devotion turned waiting into witnessing. 2 hours ago, God began turning your waiting into moments of divine recognition. He's been waiting to tell you that your patience, your prayers, your trust, they're about to reveal His presence in your life and others. God's been waiting to tell you that your faith is a flame that never fades. The last 2 hours were His way of fueling that flame, making it burn brighter, stronger, longer. You're not just carrying light. You're a fire that transforms darkness. Your life is about to blaze with purpose, warming hearts and lighting paths. Your heart is a vault of divine secrets, and God's been waiting to tell you it's time to unlock them. 2 hours ago, He began revealing the mysteries, plans, purposes, promises He's hidden within you. You're not empty. You're full of His wisdom. Your life is about to share treasures that will change the world. Look at Bartholomew, who followed Jesus and saw miracles unfold. His simple faith opened his eyes to glory. 2 hours ago, God began opening your eyes to see His miracles in your life. He's been waiting to tell you that your faith, no matter how small, is about to reveal wonders that will leave you in awe. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a bridge to eternity. The last 2 hours were His signal that you're connecting the temporary to the eternal, the earthly to the divine. You're not just passing through, you're building pathways for others to find Him. Your life is about to become a conduit for His glory. Your faith is a current, and God's been waiting to tell you it's carrying you to divine destinations. 2 hours ago, He began directing that current, guiding you to places of purpose and power. You're not drifting, you're sailing, led by His Spirit. Your life is about to arrive at shores you never imagined. Think of Jochebed, who trusted God with her son Moses. Her faith saved a deliverer. 2 hours ago, God began honoring your trust, turning your sacrifices into salvation for others. He's been waiting to tell you that your faith isn't just for you. It's saving lives, shaping futures, and building legacies. God's been waiting to tell you that your presence is a spark of revival. The last 2 hours were His way of igniting that spark, setting hearts ablaze with hope and faith. You're not just here to live, you're here to awaken souls. Your life is about to start a movement that spreads His love far and wide. Your heart is a canvas of miracles, and God's been waiting to tell you it's ready to be revealed. 2 hours ago, He began painting miracles, provision, healing, joy across your life. You're not just a story, you're a testimony of His power. Your life is about to display wonders that others will marvel at. Look at Stephen, whose faith shone even in death, inspiring a generation. His courage turned persecution into proclamation. 2 hours ago, God began turning your trials into a platform for His glory. He's been waiting to tell you that your strength in adversity is about to inspire others to rise. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a symphony of grace. The last 2 hours were His signal that every note, every joy, every pain, every victory is blending into a masterpiece. You're not just living, you're creating music that lifts souls. Your life is about to resonate with divine harmony. Your faith is a lighthouse, and God's been waiting to tell you it's guiding the lost. 2 hours ago, He began intensifying its beam, reaching further than you know. You're not just shining, you're saving, leading others to safety. Your life is about to become a beacon that others will follow. Think of Dorcas, whose kindness brought her back to life. Her love changed a community. 2 hours ago, God began multiplying your kindness, turning it into miracles. He's been waiting to tell you that your compassion is a gift that will heal hearts and restore hope. Your life is about to overflow with love's impact. God's been waiting to tell you that your steps are a rhythm of destiny. The last 2 hours were His way of setting the beat, aligning your movements with His plan. You're not wandering, You're dancing, led by his hand. Your life is about to move in ways that captivate and inspire. Your heart is a well of wisdom, and God's been waiting to tell you it's ready to flow. 2 hours ago, he began drawing from that well, pouring insight into your life and others. You're not just learning, you're teaching, sharing his truth. Your life is about to become a source of divine understanding. Look at Apollos, whose zeal and knowledge spread the gospel. His passion ignited faith. 2 hours ago, God began fueling your passion, turning it into a force for change. He's been waiting to tell you that your zeal is about to spark a fire of faith in others. Your life is a catalyst for revival. God's been waiting to tell you that your life is a tapestry of purpose. The last 2 hours were his signal that every thread, every choice, every moment has been woven into a design of glory. You're not just living, you're displaying his artistry.